Everyone, this is Anthony Norman. I'm just doing a sound check. Welcome to the Likquid webinar. I have the wrong splash screen. This is not the Likquid update webinar, but it's the Rainmaker campaign webinar. So I hope you can hear me. If somebody could please just write if you can hear me okay. That would be great. Maybe you can write in the chat. See here. Yeah, super. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, hi, everyone. And sorry about that. My name is Anthony. I still have the timing here. We are improvising this a little bit. I am going to remove the sound from this slideshow, which is still from last night. Here we go. And we are back on. So, a little bit of technical problem there. So, we are back. Like I said, welcome Rainmakers. This is a specialized webinar. My name is Anthony Norman. I'm the CEO of Dragon Global Finance. We are the banking and corporate finance partner of Pernum, and we also work with promoting YEM. We are involved in the Unicorn Network as well. Today is, as I said, it's a specialized webinar. It is focused on the Rainmaker campaign, which is something we're doing for a very short time, but is going to be a recurring event within Likquid. We're very excited about this. We have done this in the past with very huge success, actually. So I'm excited about bringing this in. This is the first time we are getting, obviously, our routines and our systems and everything more fine-tuned. And we are also bringing in more staff to work with us on this. So, welcome to the Rainmaker. I'm going to talk a little bit about the stock market in general and the reason why listings like this, a public listing like this, is so attractive. And basically what you can say is that the reason why this is such a great opportunity, generally when you list a company, is that obviously you access the capital markets that are fairly big or very big. You put a face on value. That's what I usually say. You can have an asset, but it's not really valuable until it's liquid. And that is obviously, as you guys know, the ethos of Likquid.com. So we like to work with liquidity. When you enter into a listing project at a very early stage, because of the nature of things, when you do a shareholder spread, you have the opportunity to get a big uplift on your stock. And this is one of the attractions of project like this, and this is also why we are bringing the Rainmaker to you, because we want to reach critical mass. Much of this is contingent on having enough mass to drive the liquidity. A very strong point with being public is that your stock is actually currency, just like a token or a coin or whatever. It is your own currency. You can issue stock to buy new businesses, to expand, and so on. So in a practical sense, you're printing your own money, but you have to take care of your own money as well. You have to manage it well. And just like you see in countries that mismanage their currency, well, then their money is not as strong. Or you manage it really well and you become, Swiss francs or US dollars. It's exactly the same with a public company. And the shareholders meeting is basically the people going to vote. So it's very similar to operating a country, or the other way around. You can say operating a country is like operating a public company. So this is actually very, very one of the attractions of taking a company public, which means that Unicorn will have much, much more muscle behind it, even more than now, even though it is extremely strong. And you bring outside liquidity into the various assets, such as the assets in the liquid treasury, into YEM, and so on. Another reason why I'm going to talk about safety is Why is a public stock a fairly safe haven? Well, you cannot say anything is 100% safe, as we all know, and we have seen crashes in the stock market and like in any other industry. However, what is very important to keep in mind is that as a public company, as long as your shares are listed, again, you can manage your currency, which means that a public company has far more redundancy in case it has financial needs. So and like in Likquid, we work with several public companies. We have additional redundancy between those stocks, depending on how they perform. So because of this, this gets us an added layer of security. Not 100%, but very good. So it's an additional success factor in everything we do. Now, finally, the size. So many of us are looking at the crypto market, which I find fascinating, and I love the crypto market. But think about this. So when you measure the size of a company, you talk about something called market cap. I will talk about that later in this webinar. Now, the market cap is the number of shares multiplied by the share price. So if you have, let's say, 1 million shares, and you have a share price of 100 euros per share, then the market cap is 100 million. Now, here's a very interesting insight. The market cap of Bitcoin, which we think is a huge economy, is smaller than the market cap of Apple alone. Only Apple, nothing else, no other stock. When you put that into perspective, you understand how big the public markets are really versus crypto, etc. And this is, again, another success factor. You're simply swimming in a much, much bigger pool with much more money in circulation. And this is why this ends up so strongly. We have done Rainmaker campaigns a couple of times, and the last one we did, we actually ended up with a 30 times average return for the investors in terms of market cap. It was a fantastic campaign, very, very strong. And that listing was actually the largest listing in its segment in Europe that year. Now, obviously, we can't guarantee that performance, but we know this is very, very strong. There's a huge potential upside to this. And this is, again, about reaching critical mass. So, funny enough, when you talk about a unicorn listing in my business, which is very suitable for this, you mean a listing that is $1 billion market cap or more. So that's a pretty suitable name for what we're going to talk about today. We have done this as a selected campaign for our core people. And again, the purpose of this is to generate enough liquidity and obviously to give everybody a possibility of sharing the success in this listing one more time. So, what's in it for you? Obviously, the first question one should ask. Well, first of all, this is a fantastic opportunity for you to capitalize on your YEM that you're holding. I will obviously explain how this is done. And I think this is obviously something that everybody or many people are interested in. We mine our YEM. We are watching as YEM is growing, and we will want to continue promoting and supporting YEM. Also the upside, either for yourself or for people you introduce in terms of cash and stock, is huge. We are looking forward to a very nice multiplier effect here that I will talk about. And we keep this very simple. On purpose, we've tried to keep this very, very simple and straightforward. And the whole idea is that we're actually going to do this on and off, at least every quarter. And the whole idea here is we want to build a core team that also has a new revenue stream, so you can actually create your own business. And depending on how you perform, obviously, you can create a degree or complete financial independence. I've done this for many, many years, and I can say that this is the strongest, quickest way that at least I can control and work with that has performed for me in the past. And the beauty is the simplicity, but you have to be focused, and we want to have focused teams. So The unicorn network listing that we all have been waiting for. The company has entered into a deal where we're going to do a reverse merger. So basically a merger with a company that is already listed. Because of insider rules and because we're waiting for an approval, we cannot disclose the name until next week. But the shares will be tokenized and they will start trading this coming Tuesday. And because of that, we have very little time. We have launched this on a very short notice, I know, but this is because we're laying the ground for a future boost of the stock. On Tuesday also, instead of the recurring Likquid webinar, we're actually going to do a little virtual launch party. Sadly, because we are in Corona times, as you guys know, it's hard to get together, but the plan is to obviously do this camera-based with some of the key people. And we're going to reward officially the 10 performers in this campaign as well, if you want to. Obviously, everybody has a choice if they don't want to, but we will present them with a very, very special gift. And I hope, obviously, these 10 are among the people on this call. So you will not be disappointed in that. We expect the market cap on the tokenized stock to be over 6 billion euro. And we actually expect, but again, it is absolutely not guaranteed, but we expect exponential growth in this stock. The reason for this is that we are applying our market making algorithm to it, and we expect that there's going to be a huge interest in this. Many factors of which is the interest in YAM, which is a strong driver. YAM is performing really well and has performed very well over time. Now we're taking YAM to the public arena in a different way, which is beautiful. Also, obviously, this company is benefiting from the other projects that are listed in Likquid, such as Safe Zone and so on, and Pernum, of course, being core of the whole thing. So we have the making of another unicorn listing, which we're very excited about, and we have fast-tracked the process. So one concept that we are doing here is we're calling it exploding shares. And no, that's not about them falling apart. So I want to explain to you what we do. Because we are doing a liquidity program, we are generating more, the company is generating more cash from the stock. And in order to do that, they need to reach critical mass. Like I said, we need to reach a certain minimum goal. Now, because of that, we are able to give away, or not we, the company can actually give away more stock over time. So the model is the following. You or your client actually buys a number of shares, and then these will be expanding over 18 months. So you will actually receive additional shares every month for 18 months. And this is only available in the Rainmaker packages. No other way, nowhere else, nobody can buy this. This is for a closed group only, so it is not constituting a public offering either. And the beautiful thing about this is that with this, the company has the critical mass in terms of shareholders and also share capital to use the market making algo. So because of this, it's extremely attractive. It's a very unique concept with exploding shares, which is something that Likquid stands behind, and we're going to apply this to several cases. Obviously, this works very well with tokenized stock because it's convenient, it's easy. You can get the shares delivered, or you will get the shares delivered into your Pernum wallet, although you can transfer them out to other custodians. So exploding shares is actually something very, very powerful here. Now, the Rainmaker campaign. We've kept it very simple. I made a mistake on the webinar last night on the package sizes. I apologize for that. I was putting this together in a hurry. But the packages look as follows. So they are $1,000, which means that $1,000 in the form of exploding shares, of $5,000, which will generate an extra 10% on top of that. And obviously that applies to commissions and everything. $10,000 packages with 20% extra value and $25,000 packages with 50% extra value. So there is an exponential upside to larger packages. The packages will carry a 25% direct sales bonus to the party who sells it as well. And they're very simple. They can be paid in Bitcoins, Ethereum, US dollars, or euros. And we will have the ability to do PayPal for the smaller packages, not the bigger ones. We have set up, because it's short notice, we're not going to build any tech around this. We are going to have a very simple format that I will go through with you. So we have set up a dedicated email address for this where our team can support and obviously provide you with the stuff needed. Continued on this, we have additional goals. So the top 10 largest buyers will receive 20% extra in all their packages. This is only for the top 10. Also, the top 10 referrers. So if you introduce somebody else, the top 10 referrers will receive a fixed $50,000 extra in exploding shares as well. And the first 50 packages, regardless of size, will receive 20% extra in their values, and they will generate an additional 50% we share success commission. So all in all, extremely strong. We have on purpose kept it strong because we want you guys to have an incentive to work. It's from today until Tuesday. It closes on Tuesday. There will be nothing after Tuesday. So, but it's well worth it. We will also allow you to use 50% YAM in the packages if possible, which means you can pay for a package with 50% in YAM and 50% in other currencies. This can be good if you, for instance, want to pool up together with somebody. If you have a client who wants to pay, you can sell YAM to that person and you can set the price to whatever level you want. Because of this, it's a good way to liquidate YAM and get other people into YAM. It's also a good sales tool. So I would recommend you guys who are holding YAM, if you want to, you can use YAM as well, but only for 50% of each package. And this will be on the package form that you get. So the process is very simple. You email to pernum@dragonglobalfinance.com to request a PDF form. Many of you have already done that. I'm happy to see a huge turnout of people here. And when you get the PDF, it's very clear. You put in the size of the package for each package sold and how it has been paid. And you send it back to pernum@dragonglobalfinance.com. After that, shares and commissions will be credited to you and your buyer's Pernum wallet, which again, then it can be moved and so on. But then we keep everything inside Pernum. So it's a very simple, good solution. Obviously, you want your buyer, if they're not in Pernum, you want to sign them up for the wallet. And the rewards will be, and also like the 50 first packages, we will be counting first come, first served. It means that when we receive payment, we count that in order. So that's how it works. Very straightforward, because otherwise it's impossible if people send us forms and they haven't been paid. So that's how we do it. We have a team standing by to manually allocate these profits and commissions, and we are going to process them all within 72 hours from receipt. So we're standing by to work all weekend and through up to Tuesday. Obviously, there's a lot of work with actually the listing as well in that process too. So this is going to be a very exciting, obviously an intensive, but still very exciting weekend for everybody. So, and we are going to talk daily and keep in touch daily and support you guys as much as we can with this. So my advice, if you want to work in this campaign for success, it's always about organizing yourself. You know, a goal without a plan is just a dream. You need to really have a plan how you work. My recommendation, and obviously everybody has their way of working, but I would, if you want to work seriously with this and and win in the campaign, I would recommend you to make a prospect. Who do you want to talk to? Who do you know who could be interested? And you make a list, make an Excel list or whatever, but make a list. Update it a couple of times a day. Make a note. I've sent a PDF to this person. I need to call back. I need to follow up, and so on. And follow up. Check, did they buy a package? Did they pay? And so on. So as you're being organized, you're going to be successful. Most of you guys, or everybody, knows this, but it's always good to talk about this. And we're going to do one of these update webinars every day now. So I will not maybe go into detail after this webinar on the packages itself. I will be talking about questions that have come up and so on, and address them and try to support you guys. So we'll be doing a daily call now until Tuesday on this. So like I said, make a budget, set a goal. This is where I want to put myself. This is what I'm going to make. You can visualize where you're going to end up. And this is a very good way of working organized when you work with a campaign like this. It's like a blitz campaign. It's very quick. And like I said, you're laying the groundwork for doing this in the future as well. It's always good. Obviously, as you get successful and you have happy clients, then next time, obviously, you will be there again. And like I said before, our ambition is to do Rainmaker campaign every 1 to 3 months of a new stock, different stock every time. And we are going to put together a team of, we call them super agents, where we basically identify a team that wants to work long-term and organized with us. We want to make sure that we provide you with the tools you need. So in this campaign, we're going to see how people are performing, and those who are selling for $50,000 more will automatically qualify for some extra benefits in the future, meaning that next time we have a campaign, you will have the campaign 5 days in advance, so you can get a head start. Also, you're going to have an automatic 10% extra on your packages in all the new campaigns. And if you want to, we will also list you as an official agent for Likquid. So that gives you more credibility when you're approaching clients. So we can do a catalog with people who they can come to when they want to buy. We're also going to have sales team calls, internal workshops with a higher degree of personal service and sales support for the super agents. So these are people who want to work long-term with us, and we're going to now see obviously who is organized and not. So I'm looking forward to having a team of agents, and I know that we're going to be very successful together if we stay organized. So this is part of the goal this time. Now, this is all from me right now. Tomorrow we're going to do another call like this, 1 o'clock, same time. I'm going to send out the link. We are going to start sending out the PDFs during this afternoon to you guys. We had a lot of interest in the inbox. We have 3 people now sitting, going to send out the forms. I would say that there will probably be 3 to 4 hours before you have the first forms, and we will be ready tonight with all the support for those people as well. So start making your lists, guys. If you haven't emailed us and you want to participate, do email us. We're going to send back forms in the order you came in, so everybody gets a fair chance. And let's get off to the races. I'm looking forward to working with you guys, and we will be in touch tomorrow as well, and we will be obviously in touch over this. Now, I am going to just look at one thing here. I'm sorry I forgot about that, but I'm actually going to answer a few questions that you guys have, and I'm going to go through them now. One question is whether you will be able to use the Likquid token to participate in the Rainmaker. No, you will not. However, the Likquid token is going to perform very well thanks to the campaign. So if you're holding Likquid tokens, you're going to benefit very, very well from this. As it pertains to the second question I've received is that if you already own tokens and you haven't placed them into the Likquid asset management pool, Yes, as for YEM, that works. That you can do. So these will be obviously able to use. Yes. Another question I'm getting here is whether I'm referring to UNT shares, and yes, I believe I am. I'm not familiar with that abbreviation, but I mean the Unicorn Network. So yes, these are the ones. See here if we have any more questions. Not many questions out there, guys. Are you shy? Fire away, guys. I'm here for you. Okay, here's a very good question, and I apologize if I was a little bit unclear. There's a question: if I want to buy a package only for myself instead of referring somebody, of course you can do that. So you just fill out the form without a referral. So obviously this is for you guys as well. Don't miss out. So packages for you and whoever you want to bring in. So that is right. See here, I'm going through the questions. And by the way, thank you for asking that. I should have clarified that before. So we have another question here. Where can I purchase Likquid? Okay, so Likquid can actually be purchased inside the Pernum wallet, where you can place funds into the Likquid asset management. So, and that is not linked to this campaign, but yes, you can do that. Okay, I have another question. Could I put up the email address to use? Yes, I will back up in the presentation here. Let's see here. It's animated, I apologize for that. Here you go. So that is the email address on the screen for you. So pernum@dragonglobalfinance.com. And we set this up just to be able to manage this so we can stay focused on the campaign. So pernum@dragonglobalfinance.com. I will keep this up here as long as we're answering questions. I have another question here. Can we use 100% YEM to buy Likquid token and put them into Likquid asset management pool? Yes, you can do that. So for Likquid token, yes, you can use 100% of YEM. There's a question whether there's a new YEM campaign coming soon and when. I don't know that because I'm not primarily involved in YEM itself. So we're supporting YEM. So I don't know. Sadly, I don't know about that. Another question here is, could people buy $100 packages without taking the full 1,000 minimum package? No, not for this campaign. So whether you have small buyers, you have to pool them together. But for this attractive package or campaign, we can only, because of the timing and size, we cannot do smaller packages because of that. Another question is about the 50-50 model, whether you will get information about how the payment will work. Yes, it will be on the PDF that you receive. Will be very, very clear instructions. So like tick boxes that you can just click through. Another question I have, what is the minimum amount for packages? The minimum amount is $1,000 for these packages, nothing less than that. I have another question here. Will we be able to use YEM only for these? No, you will not. You can use 50% in YEM, but not 100%. Here's another question. This is very logical, and again, I have to clarify this, so thank you so much for asking it. Question is, should I pay the package size every month for 18 months? No, you don't have to do it. You only pay it once, and then you get these shares allocated every month. You only pay it once. That's why it's so beautiful. So it's a huge upside on it. So another question, can we buy the same shares after the campaign? Yes, you can, but then it will be at the market size, and you cannot buy the exploding shares. You can only buy ordinary shares, which means you spend X, you only get one share. So let's see here, I'm going through more questions. Here's a very interesting question. If I could provide you with a ready-made ad text for the Rainmaker campaign for social media, I cannot. I will explain why. Because this is a closed group, you can obviously talk to your people on social media, but we cannot actually promote on social media. So you can talk to your people and you can find people, but we cannot advertise on social media for regulatory reasons. I'm looking here more to questions. Okay, so I'm looking here. Here's another very good questions, guys, by the way. This is how a workshop like this should work. So can we buy multiple times, like 2 times a package for $1,000? Yes, you can. So you can combine any number of packages, as many as you want to. So if you want to buy for 2,000, you buy $2,000 packages. If you want to buy for 7, you know, and so on. But obviously, you combine them in the best way. Yes, you can do as many as you want to, just fire away. So that answers another question. Could we do 2,000 packages? Yes, you just buy 2 packages of 1,000 each. That's the simplest way of handling it. I also have a question whether you can share this webinar with others. No, you cannot. We will not share this webinar. And this is because, again, for regulatory reasons, we cannot mass market this. We're not allowed to. And we also want people to participate. So these ones, I'm afraid you can't, but you can talk to people about that and the content of this. I have another question. Will these shares be tradable as well? Yes, that is the point. From Tuesday, they will be tradable, publicly tradable. That is the beauty. So this is what we're all gearing up for. So very sexy. So the question here is, I have another question. If we buy for 10,000, do I get shares every month for 10,000? Yes, that is correct. How cool isn't that for these 18 months? I also have another question. Is Dragon Global Finance regulated? Yes, we are. We are regulated by the FCA, Financial Conduct Authority in UK. And we're also operating as a credit union in Sweden. And it's actually the credit union that is managing this part of the business. I have another very good question here. The European exchange, is that still under process and coming? Any specific day? Yes, it's actually been finished. We are just holding back on some of the details presentation-wise, and it is expected to be finished by Friday or Saturday. So we are extremely close there. And the full listing of the tokenized stock by Tuesday. Another question here, very good one again. I've addressed it before, but it's worth pointing out again. Will Likquid benefit from this campaign? Yes, it will. It will benefit very strongly, depending on how we perform, because this is going to boost the value, but also the liquidity of Likquid. So because of this is a really perfect storm with the synergy between all these factors. I am getting repeated questions whether these packages can be paid with Likquid, and no, they cannot. But Likquid will benefit from this. Going through here. I have a question. If you want to reach the minimum 1,000, can I group people together? Yes, you can, but you have to do that. So, excuse me, you have one person who will be the buyer then. And then you have to coordinate internally, but obviously then you can do that. So I'm looking here again. Another good question, how do you pay for the packages? Can you load the permanent wallet with fiat first if that is required? That will be one of the options. You can also do a direct wire into the wallet. So you will be able to pay via bank transfer. for smaller packages, PayPal requests, and also through crypto to a specific wallet address. I have a question about how do you get the shares somewhere once you bought the package. You will actually receive them. We will deliver them inside the Pernum wallet. Then you will be able to transfer them out if you want to somewhere else, or just keep them there. So let's see here. I am looking here. Here's a very good question. If you already have shares in Unicorn, what happens to those? Will they be tokenized? Yes, they will. That is the good news. That is the very cool news here. So they will be. And they will be presented on the Likquid platform as well. I am going through some of these questions. Let's see here. Here we go. Okay, guys. So I think we're running out of questions. Again, thanks for asking good ones. They're very logical. Obviously, I always take notes. We're building almost like an internal FAQ on these things. I think we have everything we need now, and I'm going to wrap this up. I thank you for being here. This is going to be a very, very exciting few days for us, and obviously next week as we launch the trading as well. So guys, thanks for being here. Make sure that you're on the call tomorrow as well, and I'm going to do a little update every day how we're performing. Do email in to us and we will start returning forms for you. Again, thanks for listening and have a great afternoon. I'm going to shut down my little PowerPoint. There we go. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great, fantastic afternoon. Thank you.